Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully, you guys can hear me all right and everything sounds good. Welcome, Susie. Welcome, Tam. Welcome, Cindy. Welcome, Billy, Lisa, Nana, Linda, Hank, Joe, Linda, Gilligan, Amber, Sherry, Jenny, Amber, Joe, Hank, Tia, Michael. How you guys all doing tonight? We have a lot going on out there. I know I haven't been live all day, but red alert threat, a siren sound to take cover in Malakofkin, or whatever it's called over here tonight. We get the map up here in just a second. You guys give me a moment. Here's the map. Don't know what's going on with my audio. I keep hearing this in the background, but oh well. There's an aerial threat alert just a moment ago. Sirens have been going off in multiple cities around the country right now. Sirens going up here right outside of Kiev. I know the map's not loading up. This is right outside of Kiev. There were explosions, of course, going on inside of Kiev as of rockets, of course. A lot of explosions going on. 6 victims, of course, were taken or died today. Russia intends to declare martial law on the 4th in Ukraine, which is going to be kind of weird. We definitely got some damage done earlier today. It's about an hour ago. Residential block was hit about an hour ago. Lots going on. Lots and lots and lots and lots. My voice sounds funny. I am sorry about that. If it's really doing that, it is not me. It is something to do with my computer. I don't know why it's doing it, but it is literally driving me crazy. So I probably will turn down my microphone a little bit, or my speaker. There we go. That worked. Got rid of it for now. But President Putin thought the West would and NATO wouldn't respond, and he thought he could divide us at home. He was wrong. I spent countless hours unifying the European alliance. We countered Russia's lies with truth, and now the free world will hold him accountable. What kind of ridiculousness is that? Yeah. We've already been hit by cyber attacks by Russia. Hold on one second. I'll actually pull something up for you guys to see. Somebody was actually trying to hit me from inside of Russia already today. You guys give me a second. I will log in and show you guys. I run a very complex system, so I'd actually get reports from any thing that comes in and tries to hit my computer. So I definitely got a hit from inside of Russia. Yeah, that was actually me getting hit. I didn't know at the time. Of course, a lot was going on. I'm gonna show you guys last night. Come on, my home, not that network, the other one. Oh my goodness! Of course, I would even say stupid things like that. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get this up here so I can show you guys. At I was hit on the 26th, which was from a Russian site. The 26th, I was hit 4 times on the 26th alone, and then the second, which is today, I started getting hit at just after midnight from China. Of course, malware class coming through out of China. I don't know if you guys can actually see this if I put it up here on the screen, but I'm going to put it up here. Just give me one second. And so you guys can't see everything that I see on this chart. I don't know if it'll let me. It's not letting me, of course not. But I came from actually Hassan, China, the last attack. Before that was Yoda, Russia. Yoda, Russia, out of and Kiev at the same time, UK or UA, which is Kiev or Ukraine. The IP addresses, and of course, everything where those sites came from, those attacks came from. But this is scary because they're hitting journalistic sites. You know they got to be hitting bigger government sites out there. Much bigger sites with much bigger budgets than me. Definitely a lot of cyber attacks going on. Looks kind of quiet out there right now. Ukraine. Video up here for you guys, better quality. See, it's quiet. It looks quiet out there, but we know it's not. Russian Navy has launched missile strikes on Bangladesh flagged ship and the port over there. Don't know what that's going to end up as because that was just over an hour ago. Get back over here so I can talk about this. This was about an hour ago. Bangladesh ship got fired upon. Several things have happened. Then we had, of course, a bombing here where at least 3 residents were killed about an hour ago. This is a MiG-21 crash, supposedly due to bad weather. Romanian defense minister says they lost a MiG-21. But I have a question. Why is a MiG flying over the sea here? That was the question I was having. Lots of stuff happening. Lots of stuff as we're speaking. Stuff has been happening. We have missiles. We have, of course, sirens going off here. Sirens going off here, right outside of Kiev. We have explosions going off here. So we're going to keep watching this as we go. Yep. Sirens been going off just recently everywhere around in Ukraine. Loud explosions that happened 5 minutes ago here at 1:40. Anyways, the map's not loading up here because there's a problem with the map itself. The icons are loading up. There we go. Now we got some map a little bit. Yeah. A lot going on out there. A lot. Yes. Keep watching what's happening. As you can see, the map is not loading actual map, but I know where everything is, so just by the borders. This between Moldova and Ukraine. This is considered Moldovan land. This is live, yes, Laura. This is live as we speak. Watching this as we just got an update that these, of course, this is just a few seconds ago. Sirens are going off again. More sirens are going off here just moments ago. A few seconds, 2:15. So literally less than a full minute ago. More sirens are going off. A lot happening. Up here, this sirens were just going off here as well. People are being told to take cover immediately of all these sirens going off. Like I said, the map will not actually load up. So please quit telling me if the map is white. I know the map looks white to everybody except for the red and the little icons. I'm sorry, I cannot do anything about that. If I had a magic wand, I would fix it, but I do not. Do not have a magic wand, but I will try. I will try to make a magic wand here just for you. Take a look outside here. Why? Try to make a magic wand happen. That'll be a little bit better. Don't know. We'll find out. Grab another input now from my secondary screen here so you guys can see what I'm looking at again. Hopefully it won't be as white. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Sherry. I'm glad you found us as well tonight. A lot going on out there. A lot happening. We're just trying to keep updated and keep going and see what's going to happen next. Feel bad for the residents, that's for sure. I do not feel bad for the people fighting, though. People fighting in this war are not the people that we should be worried about. Definitely not those people. But how are you guys doing tonight? Any questions? Concerns? Guys? John, that is not acceptable. That's what I get for saying crazy things. So hopefully you guys will be able to see the map a little bit better now. I don't know. Try to work my magic wand the best I could. This is where, of course, the sirens are going off right now. Take cover now. Take cover now. These are both sirens going off as we speak. These sirens just started going off seconds ago. Just seconds ago. As we're hearing air raid sirens of aerial threats are imminent. Aerial threats are imminent is what the alert says. So watching everything. Swung my magic wand around a couple times. We shut our airspace, the United States' airspace, down to Russia. That's all we did. We actually trapped a lot of Americans there in Russia right now. No, I did not watch Trump's interview about the State of the Union. The State of the Union was a freaking disaster. That was a disaster of a speech last night. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was just sad. Sad, 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 sad day in America. What's the end game to all this? I don't know. I don't know what the end game is, but we're having massive amounts of alerts coming in. There's almost one every couple minutes here of air raids here in the south. Of course, we even have some air raids coming from right outside of Kiev. This air raid sirens that went off about 26 minutes ago. Still no blast detected from that. There was at least 4 explosions in Kiev, though, that were in Kiev. There's supposed to be a video up here, but it's not loading right now. It's not loading right now, so as soon as I get that video to load up, I will get it on the screen for you guys. Give me a moment. Get it up here. This is right outside of Kiev. You just see the very end of the explosion. That's all that's actually came up from that. I'm sorry, but that's the only video we got of that. Of course, that's in Kiev. We have Telegram. That is at SPRABID. He is there in downtown Kiev. If you want to follow him on Telegram, you might want to. The skull icon? Hold on one second. My son does not keep trying to call me because he is going to drive me crazy. That little boy. Well, it's not yellow. It is a red skull. And skull means that they're dead. Of course, Russia did admit to losing some troops today. They lost troops and they admitted to it. But that was actually, the yellow skull was actually, it's not supposed to be yellow. I don't know why it's yellow. Cut back over here. The yellow skull is actually when the Russian Navy launched a missile strike on the Bangladesh flagged cruise ship that came into port. Why would you take, or not a cruise ship, carrier ship, storage vessel, is what they're calling a bulk transit vessel. But why would you bring in a bulk transit vessel into your Ukrainian port? No, it's not a chemical weapon attack. It was a ship that came in, a bulk transport ship that Russia attacked coming into port. Remember, of course, were killed in the attack, but why would you be sending any kind of vessel into port in a country that's at war? Come on. No common sense left in this world, I guess. Keep updating this because we keep getting it. There's another air raid siren going off down here right now as we speak. I don't know. They said it was supplies, but also Bangladesh said they were sending weapons. Bangladesh said they were going to send weapons, and they were going to ship them there. So, yes, there has been air raid sirens right outside of Kiev, not inside of Kiev, but outside of Kiev. We have air raid sirens going off down here. We have air raid sirens going off right outside of Kiev. Hold on. Let me see where I am on the map. There we are right here, right outside of Kiev. We have explosions going off, at least 4 explosions in Kiev, multiple explosions over here. Problem is this map is not loading up properly because there's too many people trying to use it at once right now. But these are inside of Kiev, these explosions, multiple bombs being dropped. Some people are saying, or they're calling it war crimes because citizens are dying, but they're citizens that are physically fighting. These are citizens that are physically fighting. In the U.S., of course, we did send a whole bunch of rockets there today. I think over 400 Stinger missiles, ground-to-air missiles. Or 200 were received over the last few days. And, of course, 200 were received Monday. And looks like 200 were received as well today. So, I'm in Florida, not Ukraine. But sending all these freedom seeds to Ukraine means we are directly involved. We are directly involved. Putin can send a nuclear weapon without the army. I don't think you do not understand that. Putin is a leader of a dictatorship. The army has no say. The army has no say, Dean. Putin is the dictator of that country. He is an oligarch, the leader. I'll set a king. Whether we like him or not, that's what he is to that country. It's sad. Of course, war crimes are calling war crimes upon war crimes. But the war crimes that supposedly happened were civilians that were bombed in Kharkiv today that tried to fight back. Of course, they tried to push a bunch of Russian troops out. Let me actually get up here on the map so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here's where the troops died, or of course, people died here. Russian artillery or special operations Ukraine warns Russian artillerymen that after they attacked civilian populations, they would no longer be taken as POWs. That means Ukraine is telling them that even if a Russian soldier surrenders, he is no longer going to be taken as a POW. So right now, by Ukraine saying that would be a war crime. That would be considered a war crime if anybody does surrender on either side. They have to be taken in as a surrender and not killed, whether we like it or not. Yeah, Black Sea. But NATO is claiming it's due to or Romania is claiming it's due to weather. But they should not even be flying. They were flying towards the border. The place, of course, where they said the plane went down is nowhere near where it actually went down. If you look at the coordinates of the last on the Flight Radar 24, the coordinates were almost over Crimea. It was inside Crimea's actual water space. So I'm not getting into that. But I want to talk about something else because let's get off of this subject right here. Let's get off of Ukraine for a minute. Let's go down to Africa. A lot of people, of course, missed what the UN was talking about today. And about us attacking or airstriking citizens. The map won't even load right now. But the U.S., of course, and NATO attacking civilians in Africa because we didn't feel like their pirates should be taking our goods. So Nigeria, we've been attacking, and all around down here in the Bay, we've been producing airstrikes, but that's not even being talked about right now. We're talking about what's happening in Ukraine and all this terrible things, because it is terrible, things that are happening in Ukraine. But what about what we're doing in the world as the United States? A great country it once was. We're acting like idiots. We're doing actual war crimes. We're seeing war crimes committed. We see war crimes on both sides. It is sad. It is truly sad to watch what's happening out here. I will try to keep you guys up to date on everything, though, that is happening while it's happening. Trying to keep this map up to date as possible. As, of course, we know air raid sirens have been going off everywhere right now. There's no physical attacks right now. The title disappeared again, but let me go ahead and put that back up there. No. Up here we have Kiev. Cam 5 is actually a Chernobyl cam. There's actual ice and water on the camera right now. We can't see through it. But I'll tell you guys what each one of these cams are. Cam 1 is Kiev. Cam 2 is Quebec. which is right outside of Kiev. We have the big Camp 2 in the middle of the panoramic, which is Livid panoramic. And then we have Kiev City Cam down the bottom. And Nova, I can't pronounce the name there. Sorry. Ryan, what were you asking? I am sorry. We're talking about Somalian pirates that, of course, that have been attacking ships that are going across that shipping lane right there. And the U.S. has been attacking those Somalian pirates. But these are small towns with lots of children, lots of women out there. And these guys are, of course, that are out there taking these ships. They're not doing it to become rich. They're doing it to feed their families. Of course, we're plundering oil from there in that part of the world, which nobody's talking about. Destroying the economy. They can no longer fish to feed their families. It's not about trying to become rich. They are a very small place, small people. Not trying to get anything from it. It is sad. I think it is very tragic. I know the United States has been involved there multiple times doing the same thing. Providing protection for companies to take oil. How did you get into... I follow everything at once. If you were listening to the whole UN Council meeting today, you would have heard about that. Kevin, they shouldn't be trying to rob boats. But you got to think, the oil that we're taking from and destroying their property, where they can no longer grow vegetables or fish right there, is destroying them. They can no longer live. They can't feed their families without getting money or taking stuff hostage. And you know what's sad is they actually pirated, the last 2 ships they pirated, they didn't demand money. They actually demanded goods, which were in the food and medicine and stuff to better themselves. Which that is a sad, sad state to have that going on. That is very, very sad to have that going on in any country where they're pirating a ship and then asking for something. No, I'm not talking about the pirates that are on the sea. I'm talking this villages they did airstrikes on today, Lisa. I'm not talking about the pirates on the sea. They deserve to be shot. I'm talking the airstrikes they did inland today on the city, or on the turf, or the towns, whatever they call them, villages. The UN was of course questioning the validity of that, and we stated the UN or NATO's position on that was that we already have permission to do this in Afghanistan against terrorists, and these people are the same as terrorists. That's what they put these people as, the same as terrorists. When it's it's technically their water. Yeah, Ukrainians are doing crazy things to everybody right now. I mean, just like the message that came across that that Ukraine will not be taking POWs from Russia. That they will just, if a Russian soldier decides to surrender, they will kill him. We need to call the superheroes. Where's the freaking Marvel squad? Call them in here and get them to fight. Mavel. Last air raid siren we heard, of course, was the one I was talking about earlier. We haven't heard any updates since then. I will be posting some of the video from the UN today. I think it's ridiculous what they were talking about. Yeah, the Avengers, get them out here, whatever they are. Got a troll. Oh. Oh, the troll is gone. I'm sorry, you guys. I blocked him. Where's Superman and Wonder Woman? Yeah, they need to go out there and give freedom to people. Give freedom back. Thank you guys for joining us. We definitely appreciate it. Hopefully we don't have any issues tonight like the other night. It was terrible. That was only, of course, when we went to go live with the State of the Union address that all of a sudden everything happened. Pretty crazy. That's Nana, Kevin. That's not Debbie Rogers. That is Nana. That is my Nana. You guys better be nice to her. He's inside the toilet. Oh. Bad last night. Yeah, I got a couple hours of sleep. I think. I don't even remember. I think a couple. Part of life. Watching it out here. Hopefully it stays quiet for a little bit. So some of these citizens can get some sleep. Scares me is all these air raid sirens that were just going off, and then everything seemed to quiet down all at once. Literally, we had 5 or 6 different cities with air raid sirens going off from 32 minutes or 37 minutes ago to 9 cities, 37 minutes ago to 21 minutes ago. 9 different cities. All right, Jeffrey, get some rest. Check him when you get a chance. Every time you tune in, it's quiet. It just got quiet. I mean, we had literally was air raid after air raid sirens going off. I'm guessing paratroopers are getting dropped in. We get lots of trolls. Can't do anything about it. Let's block them every time they come in. I blocked them. Hi, Sarah. How you doing? Let of gas in Oregon, 409. Not a surprise. They're saying it'll be over $5 a gallon by the end of this month. So, how's your eye feeling, Sarah? Her eyes. Well, it all depends. There's different air raids. There's aerial threat. There's aerial threat flyover. There's take cover now. Seek shelter. It's all different levels of threats. Mortar cover, air raid sirens, mortar cover. And of course, rockets were going off about an hour ago, and then we had air raid after these rockets went off. And then 4 explosions in Kiev. There's only a video that shows one of the explosions, though, because the person just wasn't able to get on in time. Wasn't able to get the video there. So. We're just watching out here, seeing what's happening, though. Keeping you guys up to date. Trying to, anyways. 5 already in some places. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. See if we get anything in this other view. All right, Brian. Have fun. Hopefully that good Chinese food. 4:39 in Utah. What are you doing out in Utah, Kevin? They weren't even planning on taking Kiev till the 8th, Alan. They don't plan on actually having Kiev till the 8th. If you look at his military plan that was leaked out, Kiev wasn't planned on being actually, they were planning on surrounding Kiev and holding there until, of course, Kiev had to fall on the 8th. There's actually a plan that Russia drew up prior to this. So. Oh, yeah, you were Hill. I thought you were, never mind. Not getting into that. Not get into that one. I'll show you a big little ship that was hit earlier today. For you guys that are joining us. This wrong cut button. This is the Bangladesh ship that was hit earlier today. All cargo, supposedly. We used vacuum bombs in Afghanistan, and Iraq, and Iran, and Desert Storm. I mean, I don't know where this thing came that vacuum bombs. I mean, if they're not used on civilization, they're very useful for a lot of other things. Especially like if you have oil or gas and other things. Six hours ago, I'm trying to load up another video. There was artillery shells that had built. Oh, it's just the eyewitness report. This kind of got to me today. This vote that happened. The last vote the UN did, of course, there was only 1 that were against it, and 4 abstained. But now you have 5 against, which was just Russia last time. Now you have 5 against and 35 abstaining. So they are illegal, but the United States has used them. You can't say no, we haven't. We did use them. It's not a question. They were developed for Desert Storm. Of course, the documents were released about the whole invasion plan. I'll cut over to that. The documents, of course, were leaked about the whole invasion plan, including how they would take Kiev, which they have done now. They have, of course, surrounded topside. And this side, troops are moving in this way as we speak. Right now, there is no troops here. But how they were going to take Ukraine, piece by piece, drawn out. Their dates, their mapping, their plan. Russia that drew it up ahead of time, all showing out. Showing up. The way you feel, Jonathan. That's 100% you're allowed. Why does the United States have to manage anybody? Yeah. We used vacuum bombs in Afghanistan. When you tell people that, they say, oh, it's illegal. Well, no, we didn't. We did. We used vacuum bombs in Desert Storm. That's the real vacuum bombs. That's when they were perfected, or Desert Storm, because we had to put out the oil fires. There had to be a way to do it. Sad that, of course, people are being used in conflict. You need to manage yourselves. Yeah, the military does want this. Russian military does want this. 78%. Yeah, 78% of Russian citizens want Ukraine taken back and being part of Russia. That's not a question. There's a lot of Ukrainians that have spoken out in the last recent days. It's sad. It's sad that we have to jump in every conflict. We have to be involved in everything. And to say we're not involved, Biden last night gave Putin the go ahead, saying we were at war with, we're fighting with Ukraine. Because Biden said we are fighting with Ukraine. Yeah, we carpet bombed cities in Germany, Japan, Afghanistan. We did Desert Storm. We killed people just because they were lighting their own oil fields on fire instead of selling the oil. No, nobody thinks Ukraine is bombing itself. That's what you're supposed to do when you're a world power? No, that's not what you're supposed to do. We're not supposed to be involved. Because somebody's in here being rude. Teresa, that's ridiculous, isn't it? It's not my lives that get you violated. It's because somebody's in here flagging every single thing. You could say, hi, how are you? And somebody's going to flag it. Because instead of being a man and just leaving or causing, they're trying to cause problems in here. Somebody has to be in control. Yeah, their own countries, their own leaders. Just because we don't believe in a dictatorship does not mean that Russia, that is a dictatorship, doesn't like it. I don't support Russia. I am not for Russia. But I'm saying we should not be telling Russia how to do their politics. We are not Russia. We are not Russian people. We are not China. China. Look at China. The size of their actual military force, and their actual government and their police is so minute to their population that they could easily overthrow their government within minutes, not hours, not days, within minutes. But China chooses not to. Whether that's fear of repercussions or whatever you want to claim it is, there's a lot of people in China that are happy they're in China. I don't like it. I don't know who's flagging it. That's the problem. Otherwise I would block them. Yeah, he has to go in full force now, Billy, and that's the problem. Is we left him no turning back. We're not the world's police, Joe. We're a country that's young. We're the youngest country. We are the youngest country in the world. We're not the one that should be controlling everybody. I don't know who else feels that way, but we are not the world's police. Yeah, there's not enough fuel. There's not enough oil or even gas to heat homes right now. They're having problems with Brent Behringer. April, it used to be where a lot of Russian forces were conscript, but now there's Russian forces are a lot of volunteer. 2017, a lot of things have changed in Russia. When Russia, of course, tried to show military might in 2017, and it looked extremely weak and unorganized because nobody. Oh Lord, 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 Lord. First of all, if somebody fires a nuclear bomb, you're going to fire one back, and then they're going to fire another one, and then you're going to fire another one, and then another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, and guess what? By the time all the bombs hit, the world is gone. Yeah, Billy, that's what I'm afraid of right now. How far is it going to go? How deep is it going to go? And with Biden's statements last night that we are already involved in this war. With Biden's statements last night that we are already involved in this war, does that give Russia the leeway now? Because he said if he catches us being involved or catches any country being involved, that by us saying we are involved, does he has to prove something to his people now? That he is going to stand against the people that are involved fighting against him. Which I hope that doesn't put a target on our backs. I hope it doesn't. Eastern European flanks are very, very well defended right now. I can tell you that. There is no way Russians going to put ground troops through there. Putin is fake. A fake? No, Putin. Oh boy, Putin's crazy. That's the problem. Putin is crazy. He is nuts. I'm not going to say he's not. I'm not going to defend his actions. I'm just stating the facts. Whether you like the facts or not doesn't change the events that are unfolding. Doesn't change the tragedy for the civilians that are losing their lives. Doesn't. Well, Biden basically admitted to us already being part of this war and that we were going to send more weapons of war into war. I'm not saying let him sit back. We can't do anything, Joe. At this point, if we engage Russia directly, it'll be a direct engagement of us having to take the repercussions. Joe, that's the last thing anybody wants. Anybody wants. Yeah, Iranians instead of Ukrainians. Freaking idiot. Yeah, send food, not weapons. Send food. Send blankets. You know how many civilians have lost heat now that natural gas has been shut off to most of Ukraine? No, there's no possibility the military would refuse. There are actually generals on every sub known so far that if anything goes dark with the Kremlin or direct lines of communication go dark, that they will fire. No, watching Kiev's cameras right now. Watching Kiev's cameras right now. The last explosion that happened in Kiev was, I think, over an hour ago. Has to be over an hour ago. Yeah, it was over an hour ago. There was 4 explosions. Put it up here right now. Supposed to be a video with it, but it is not showing on here. You see a huge boom at. All right, Kevin, thank you. Try to send it to my personal if you haven't. I don't know if you do or not. Oh my goodness. How did Hitler get involved in this? How did Hitler get involved in all this? Where did we go to Hitler? We get back to not Hitler? Yeah, 15-minute warning at the most. And I'm going to talk about something I have not talked about tonight. Nighthawk. Nighthawk has been running test flights. A Nighthawk has been seen in the air today over Nebraska. I don't know if anybody knows what Nighthawk is, but just look it up. That's all I'm going to say. Nighthawk has been in the air. Started running test flights Monday. They're officially in the air. Sure, anybody that's ex-military knows what that means, but and you can look that up. And yeah, Rodney, it's in the air. Billy, they never came down. There is still no report of them coming down anywhere. No splashdown at sea. No burn up. The United States is trying to say, we don't even know what you're talking about. We didn't see those. Now, most of the tweets have been deleted about them. Jesus may return any day. Jesus may return any day. You don't. You just hope you're not in the way. And I don't think any, at this point, you just live. You just try to live. Yeah, I have that video, Kevin, that you just sent me. There's just that little tiny explosion that you could see, but there's a lot more to it. The original video that got posted on Twitter, and then they got pulled down. Thank you for sending that one to me again. The original video was a lot longer, but Twitter pulled it down, of course. If anybody's wondering what Tracy keeps talking about, it's if you go to ready.gov, this is ridiculous because a lot of stuff has been added recently to here that people don't even realize. But not just this, but bioterrorism, chemical emergencies, um, nuclear blast. Tells you what to do in the event when it becomes safe after, which I don't know what they're talking about safe, because a lot of questions become safe. But that's what Teresa is talking about. You might want to check that out. Of course, if you do want to see that. Look at that. It's ready.gov. The stuff they added on there just recently is like really crazy. On household members. Oh, yeah, put a cloth mask on too when you get radiation. Find iodine and betadine and make sure you keep both on hand. That's all I can tell you. For sure. Iodine and betadine. They tell you to strip off your clothes if you're exposed to radioactive material. No, you have to wash that. And it has to be iodine and betadine. Stuff that neutralizes radiation. I think Tampa would be. Well, I got big bottles. I got gallon bottles of betadine, and if anything, Tampa would be targeted, or that area. The rest of Florida would pretty much be fine. Potassium iodine, yeah. Or you could just use iodine and salt and proper. The fallout's the biggest danger. You can actually take iodine in liquid form. Do your research. Be very important. Do your research. Do your research. That's the most important thing I can say. If you can't find betadine, go to your local farm store, because chances are any place that has cattle that are birthing, horses that are birthing, will have betadine and iodine in gallon jugs. Cheapest way to get it. And it's good for sanitizing anything. And it's cheap. But a lot of pharmacies stopped selling it, betadine, because it's used to make other things. Not getting into that right now. But that's where you would go to find that stuff in the event of fallout condition. Not saying there is, I'm saying in the event if that were to happen. You can even go there after the effect. Fallout conditions happen. Been an hour out there and it's been quiet. Quiet for the last hour. Do research. I cannot tell you how to take medicine or to dose yourself or anything else. I don't think we would ever see war on U.S. soil without something first. Feed is being censored again? Oh no, don't be doing that. Did it just do it for a second, or did it just keep doing it? It just did it for a second, right? Hopefully it doesn't keep doing it. Okay, if it does it again, I'll see what I gotta do, but I don't know. Yes, it did. The frames dropped out for a second, but what happened there? Whoa, Kevin, you're not allowed to have the flu. Not allowed. Waiting, of course, for any of these updates to start. Happen. We haven't seen any updates here recently. Seems pretty quiet out there, though, which is a good thing. Oh, I hate trolls. Well, betadine, you got to use it as directed. That's all I'm gonna say, Robert. Do some research. Not hard. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm gonna go and have a cigarette real quick. Yeah, we gotta pray that it doesn't happen, but always prepare for something if it does. We hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. I'm back, you guys. Just had a smoke real quick. Needed that nicotine fix. Sorry about that. I know it's bad. Great alcohol to protect against fallout. What was that from back in the 60s? So you'd be drunk instead of worrying about fallout? I can see that being a thing. There's been no new information coming out since, of course, an hour ago out of Ukraine, over an hour ago. Hour ago, actually, now. As we're watching to see if anything, of course, more is happening. Who put that sad face on my donations? Dana, is it sad that I'm trying to receive donations? All donations go to charity here. Dana, that put the sad face out of... Donations go to charity here. So please, no sad faces. That's the crying face. Well, you can always do the old school method. Yeah, go into your school desk on your garage and kiss your ass goodbye. Sorry for the profanity. Just your luck, red wine. Well, really, what you should have is some soil inside of a 10-foot thick concrete bunker and some seeds inside of a 10-foot thick concrete bunker. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to find food that's not irradiated that you can't eat. Let's be honest. If something tragic were to happen, like a nuclear strike, fallout and radiation amongst the food that you would have to eat would be the biggest concern. Because dying in the blast would be one thing, but be quick, painless. But dying from fallout would be 100 times worse. 100 times worse. Canned food would not be safe if it was exposed to radiation. It would still be irradiated, unfortunately. They'll be irradiated. It is really quiet out in Ukraine right now. Like really quiet. Like unbelievably quiet out there. There's still lights on where there is power. Where there's no power, there's no lights, unfortunately. The red flag. Surround yourself by sunflowers. That's something you definitely want to pack. It's sunflower seeds. You can sanitize soil after just growing crop, or you can deradiate soil just by growing sunflowers in it, taking the crop and throw it out. Yeah, Fox is reporting the many explosions that happened over an hour ago, Billy. That I can tell. I'm going to go check, make sure, but that's what I'm pretty sure Fox is reporting right now. Again. because they're reporting the same thing over and over again once an hour. From what I could see last, of course. Yeah. There are warships heading there. No, but sunflowers, seriously, sunflowers. If you can plant sunflowers in a field and you grow, I think it's like a couple harvests. It's not even much that takes the radiation out of the soil and you dispose of them somewhere else. When it feels be popping. That's how you know you've been hit by a nuclear device. I don't know who put that in chat, but that is funny. I don't know who put that in chat of my mods, but that is funny. It must be Lee. Nothing big has happened. Nothing has happened really in the last half hour. Oh, that was Joseph. You have a 30-pack of sunflower seeds. You have to have raw sunflower seeds, not the ones you go to eat that are cooked. You gotta have food stored up. You gotta have food stored up for that year. At least if you store food for a year, you'll easily get several more than 2 sunflower seed yields, and then you'll easily be able to use that soil again. That's the benefit. Oh, they're planting seeds? Okay. But sunflowers love radiation. They absorb it and they just suck it right up out of the ground. Mylar, radiation shielding, steel, concrete, soil. Milliseconds, you mean? For the first one, milliseconds before you turn crispy, Alex. Yo, do not even say something like that. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry you were gone. I can't even allow somebody to say that in the chat. That is just not allowed. Under any circumstances, that is not okay. Oh, Ukrainian's president's down in a bunker. Yeah, no grazing on edible plants for at least 2 years after a bomb. I'm sorry, you guys, if you say anything morbid, even if you have been a follower for a long time, I have to ban you. because if not, Facebook will flag the channel for that. I am sorry, but if you say anything morbid or directly that would harm somebody else, I'm sorry. I hope you guys understand that. Covering your car in tinfoil, that's not going to work too well. But you can get copper mesh and cover your car and ground it, and that would save your car from the EMP, the electromagnetic pulse. Something happened because the video did go down for a second. It is just not okay though. Yes, you can use an old microwave as a Faraday cage as long as you ground the plug, Alex. You got to ground the plug out though. It has to be grounded into the ground still. Otherwise, the Faraday cage just acts like a magnifier for what's happening. Can't see what Fox has on my computer for some reason. Every time I try to do that, it goes to buffering this video, which is not okay. Yep, that'll work for electronic equipment. Convoy's been made it there, Eric. Not really anything happening though. It is quiet, like deadly quiet out there. No, it's just raining. It's just raining away out there. Raining even in Chernobyl. Really raining there. Chernobyl's north of course, yeah. Yeah, gun safe. If you ground the gun safe, you'll be fine. You put electronic equipment in there. The solid steel vessel. Nothing since an hour ago. Yeah, the three Russian ships are already in Kiev. They're Crimea at the port still. Yeah, Chernobyl was destroyed, but there's still outposts in Chernobyl. There are still scientific sites. If you look at the one that says Cam 5, that's actually Chernobyl. On here. One right under the time. Hello, everybody, if you're just joining us. Been quiet for about the past hour here. I don't know if anything's going to really pick up. Keep checking for updates, and nothing's happening out there right now. The no news is good news for now. Of course, trying to do that again. Won't let share stream, won't let you do anything because we're covering a controversial topic on Facebook. It's controversial. They don't know if there is or isn't a war going on according to Facebook, or if Ukraine or Russia is involved, or I don't know. I don't know what's controversial about it. I'm trying to figure it out. Figure it out for sure. It is peaceful. Let's go, Brandon. They're still in the northern hemisphere, so it's still winter there. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's summer. Northern hemisphere, winter here, winter there. Summer here, summer there. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's the opposite. That's how it works. I know it's confusing. Yeah, it's a room inside of Kiev. There's a cam inside of Kiev, inside of where the capital is. Oh, Eric, you don't even understand. Most kids that graduate from Harvard don't know the difference. You're not the only one there. Not the only one. Don't worry. Harvard grads don't know the difference. CIA investigation. Interrogation room. Oh, Kevin, I put that up on the stream by accident. Sorry. Nothing in over an hour, you guys. I might sign off here. I know. Devastating, but there's nothing happening. It's 3 o'clock in the morning there. What I might do is sign off, come back at 11, which will be 6 a.m. there, do an update, which will be in 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours, or I guess 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Buffering again? Watch buffering, but yeah, there you go. It did buffer for a split second. It did buffer there. I'm sorry about that. But I will be back at 11 to give an update, which will be 6 a.m. there. If anything happens or if anything doesn't happen, either way, we'll be back. But love you guys. Appreciate you. Don't want to keep you guys on here for nothing happening. We did talk about some information that you could look up and do some research on. But God bless you all. Have a wonderful night. What time in the day? What time is it there right now? It is about 3 o'clock in the morning. Or 3:35. So we'll be back at 11 o'clock here. 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be 6 a.m. there. Get you guys any updates that's happening. Of course, sunbreak, sunset is usually most activity happens. There's nothing happening right now. So, peace all. Have a great night.